Have you ever wondered why the Fab Four suddenly disappear when Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare spawn in FiveNightsAtfreddys 4? Well, this video may just solve that. Hiya, welcome to another theory that possibly solved Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare. So here's my 2 pence on them. We're going to start off with William Afton. Now, William Afton is portrayed consistently through each continuity in the FiveNightsAtfreddys universe, and it's in the Silver Eyes trilogy we got our first look at the type of person Afton was outside the purple 8-bit avatar. And we learn that the lunatic is a tad obsessed with living eternally and his persona. So like every other normal person, William Afton had to experiment. Now, I do have a theory video on the origin of the fear experiments, so if you want to go and watch that before watching this video, you're welcome to. So Afton created an experiment on Dark Remnant, which is a substance that basically fueled by negative emotions and memories, sadness, hatred, and the most powerful being agony, which we see an example of this in the Silver Eyes trilogy in the 4th closet. Now, we learn about the fear experiment in the Tales book, Ditophobia, and it's in Ditophobia where we meet Rory, who has been experimented on in the Fnaf 4 bedroom, which we later learn is connected to the sister location facility. Now, Rory has nightmares about a bear, rabbit, chicken, and a fox. However, it turns out they're all mannequins enhanced by the fear gas. However, when we play through FiveNightsAtfreddys 4, in nights 5, 6, and 7, we have to defend ourselves against 2 new characters, Nightmare, Fredbear, and Nightmare. But in Ditophobia, we never learn about them having a mannequin or that Rory ever faced them, and Rory's been there a very long time. So what are they? What if I threw in that they're Michael Afton's guilt and grief manifesting itself as these 2? Now let me explain. We learn from the logbook that Michael Afton has seen Nightmare Fredbear, and so at some point he's had to have experienced a nightmare/fear experiment, as Nightmare Fredbear appears in the Fnaf 4 bedroom that hosts the experiments. Now, in Fnaf AR, when we collect too much Dark Remnant, a dark and shadowy version of Toy Bonnie appears. What if it's the same for Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare? When we go against Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare in FiveNightsAtfreddys 4, the other main 4 characters don't seem to appear alongside them. Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare replaced them, and they also appear in the same places as where the original main 4 characters would appear. Hallways, closet and the bed. And both Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare have the same mechanics as each other. When we meet Rory, he only seems to be facing off against bear, chicken, fox and rabbit. And that's it, and his main feeling is fear. However, when Michael faces the fear experiments, not only does he have to compete with fear, but the agony, grief and guilt of the bite victim's death. And so, as more of the Dark Remnant manifests and gets stronger, that's when the 4 mannequins start manifesting as Nightmare Fredbear. Michael starts going face to face with his guilt, the animatronic that killed his brother, the animatronic that he put his little brother in. But what about Nightmare? Well, when we look at Nightmare, he is a recolour of Nightmare Fredbear. He is a more translucent version of him, more accurately described as a more twisted, darker and demented version of Nightmare Fredbear. His jump scare is just his face with a mechanical static sounding jump scare, similar to Shadow Bonnie in Fnaf AR. What if at this point in night 7 there's so much Dark Remnant in one place that Nightmare Fredbear, who is already a collection of so much Dark Remnant, has now turned into a dark twisted version of him? In FiveNightsAtfreddys Ultimate Custom Night, one of Nightmare's voice lines is "I am your wickedness." And before anyone shouts at me, I know UCN is us playing as William. However, what if this line applies to Nightmare overall? In Fnaf 4, he appears as an even more nightmarish version of Fredbear, because face on Michael Afton's wickedness is Fredbear. And the reason why William also sees Nightmare is because the fear experiments are part of his many wicked actions, and he's going to relive exactly what he put his son through. Now, going back to Fnaf AR, we get told not to collect the Dark Remnant, so we don't have any uninvited guests. And Fredbear and Nightmare in FiveNightsAtfreddys 4's case are the uninvited guests. They've got no mannequins like we learn in Ditophobia. They're not the main 4 that should be scaring you in that bedroom. They're not part of the original fear experiment. They are uninvited guests manifested by Michael Afton's guilt, grief and agony that has gotten stronger throughout the night. So to basically sum it up, Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare are a result of a load of Dark Remnant in one place. It's why the Fab 4 doesn't show up when they activate, and the reason why it manifests as them 2 characters specifically, it is because we play as Michael Afton in FiveNightsAtfreddys 4, and it is guilt, grief and agony, making it that it's these 2 characters specifically that appear and manifest in the place of the original mannequins, and this is because Nightmare Fredbear is a reminder it's his guilt of that day, and Nightmare is an extreme version of that. He is his wickedness. But yeah, that's my theory on Nightmare, Fredbear and Nightmare, because I've always wondered why Fredbear replaces the main 4 animatronics and why Nightmare is just a recolour of Fredbear. Hopefully it was interesting or at least entertaining. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you on the flip side.